In 2005, during a 60 Minutes interview, Steve Croft asked Tom Brady, "Which Super Bowl championship ring is your favorite?" He replied simply,
I always said, the next one. The next one's the best.
"If you were to ask me which one of our countdowns was my favorite, I'd say the exact same thing. The next one. Season 1 of The Good Countdown was amazing. The community was phenomenal. And guess what? We're back, baby. We're back. So check your notifications. The Good Countdown is about to go live. We've been putting in work all off season long, doing more than what cameras will ever see. But hey, while they're on, let's put on a show. After all, this is a kid's game that we play for a king's ransom. And kings need warriors, and the warriors need each other. And in football,
5 seconds now.
No one man is greater than the other, for it's together that we accomplish wonders. And if you're lucky, it all leads to one moment where the opportunity is put in your hands to overcome adversity. You'll have the chance to show the world. In that moment, this is your league.
Kirk Cousins back to throw on 4th and 18. He's given time. He wants Jefferson. Climbs the ladder. Oh my goodness! Justin Jefferson pulled it in. The catch of his life.
This is Good Games. Here we go. It's another countdown. You're probably watching this like, yo, it's dark in your room right now. Good, awesome. What is good? What is good? It's a pre-recording. Oh my God. We did a pre-recording. Week 2 already? Well, I called an audible on the play. I said, Syl, we got to do our picks tonight because I'm actually going to go to the Bucks game tomorrow. Today, when you're watching this, I'll be at the Bucks game right now. Right now, while you're watching this. I'm finding my seat. Probably got a beer in my hand. But that is neither here nor there. I just want to tell you, thank you for being here. This is Good Countdown Season 2, Week 2. We're going to do our picks quick. And then at the end of this, I'm going to do a recap of the Good Countdown Good Games, the Fantasy League. So without further ado, let me get the co-host in here. He's just chilling. He's like, yo, what are you talking to yourself right now? There's nobody here. What's good, Syl? How you doing, homie? Yeah.
What's going on, man? Back for week 2. The show must go on,
Yes.
whether live or pre-recorded.
Yo, exactly, dude. Absolutely. Yo, we do not stop the show, man. SylNation Sports Network. And this is probably something we would have done last year had we had the time. But it's like, yo, every time we had the idea, it's like, yeah, let's just go to sleep. Like, whatever.
That's a good idea, though, because it's like if we know something's coming up, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna give y'all these picks,
right?
Because I see that causes a lot of conversations out there. So,
oh man, yeah, dude, especially. And I'm gonna be creating a new Twitter group where everybody who's in the Good Games could be in that Twitter group, and we kind of have like a football discussion. So during the games, you know, I know we do that too, kind of in our little groups, but like I want the whole league to be a part of these discussions. Talk your crap, whatever. Talk your woes about your team. You know, brag about your team, whatever. Yeah, I love football because it brings different sides out of everybody. You're like, yo, this person's so like reserved and everything, and then their team goes off and they're just like, oh, you're like, yo, what the fuck? I love that about football.
You can get emotional. It definitely get emotional.
You can get emotional. That's for sure, bro. That's for sure. But I would say I don't have our records on the week 1 picks. They're usually kind of like a wash. Usually, I'll definitely say one thing we have to talk about real quick is Monday night and Thursday night football. So obviously, Monday night happens. This will be a clip for our reaction of the Aaron Rodgers situation. Now, I was telling you, we were talking right before the stream, so I was like, yo, we got to record this because my reaction to how this happened. I was doing something Monday night. I don't remember what it was, but I was like on the way home, and I was like, oh, crap, the game's starting like right now. I need to put the game on. So I put it up in my car, and I'm listening, and I'm like, what the Zach Wilson's in the game. What the what's going on? And it's like the first, like it's still the first quarter. I think it was like 0-0 still. I'm like, and I'm listening. I'm just listening for context clues, right? They're talking, and it's Troy Aikman and Joe Buck are the announcers, and they're like talking, and they're like, man, they're just their tone of voice. I'm like, why do they sound so defeated? Like,
yeah, it was very somber.
So sad right now. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I go, did Aaron Rodgers die? What the fuck?
He's like in the middle of the field.
Yeah, what? And they're still playing the game though? Like, what's going on? What the hell?
Hey, I mean, he caught a stray.
He caught a stray. So I'm like, I need a replay. I need something. They really weren't. It had been like so long after it happened that they just were like, everyone, they're trying to like move forward. So I had to go on Google. I'm just like, I just Googled Aaron Rodgers, and it's just like I saw the replay instantly, and I go, oh. And I think I know, just like that's not good. They said a high ankle, and I'm just like, that's an Achilles, bro. That's especially just the way
everyone was saying Achilles like online, which was kind of funny because it's like you don't want to like trust internet doctors, but it's like, yo, they slowed down the replay. You literally saw a rupture.
Boom.
You could like literally see it rupture.
That's crazy. That's like how good our 4K cameras are. You can just zoom in on that.
You saw like his sock like ripping. I was like, oh my god, that's crazy. I've never had an Achilles injury. I mean, I broke my ankle before. I had like leg injuries before, but like, that was enough. Like the shot kind of takes out a break. I mean, if people don't know. Until afterwards, then you really feel it. If you try to walk on it, you really feel it. But shot kind of takes care of that pain. With Achilles, I can't imagine. They always say like, oh, it's like you're getting shot or something, or it's like a pop.
It's a pop.
I can't imagine like what that would feel like. And Aaron Rodgers, he was like, I never seen him have that look before.
You're just like, oh man.
He was like looking. He looked at the sideline. He's like. Basically, I can't walk, guys.
It's like,
I was like, dang, it's like this.
This ain't good. How many plays is that? 4?
4 plays, man. And like the build up to that game, like, I mean, we was already hyped for the beginning of the NFL season, and we had a great, opening night. The Lions, beat the Chiefs Thursday. You get to Sunday, a bunch of good games. My Bears sucked. And then it was like, Monday night, and the Giants sucked against the Cowboys. And then we get to Monday night, and I'm like, this is gonna cap off a perfect week of football.
Yes,
like, let's go. Aaron Rodgers has a flag. It's 9/11 day. And he just like goes down. I was like, what? Like, it's not supposed to go like this,
bro. That's like Evel Knievel just like driving into a side of a cliff, dude. Not even hitting the jump. You know what I'm saying? Just like missing the jump completely. All that build up. You know what I'm saying? But that's exactly how it felt.
According to like this is still rumors though, on internet. Again, I don't have sports sources, so I just go off of rumors when it comes to sports.
What you gotta do.
According to I guess people close to Aaron Rodgers, an Achilles injury. If people remember, usually we think of Achilles, you out for a year. The entire calendar year, right?
At least.
Cam Akers, who's he's still with the Rams. He got an Achilles injury, I think, 2 years ago. He was back in 5 months.
Oh,
it literally depends on your body.
Yeah,
he's a running back, right? Okay,
he
came back and played off a healed Achilles. Now it depends on your rehab and everything. And again, now Cam Akers, he's about 20 something. Aaron Rodgers is 40.
Yeah, it's different.
And he's going to use like natural remedies and stuff. I don't know what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. He's a kind of a hippie.
Yeah.
So, but they're trying to say that he's going to try to come back in 4 months. We'll see. What that means is that the Jets have to make the playoffs, and then there's still a chance to see Aaron Rodgers. That'll be a question mark for the future.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, he was on Pat McAfee's show. He's still doing that, I guess, every Tuesday. He's going to keep doing it, which is going to be cool. We're going to be able to kind of like see his progress. He's going to talk about it openly as well. So we're going to have more to talk about this. But yeah, he said when he got up, it felt like drop foot, which means just like you can't just use it, bro. There's nothing there. And he's also said on the Pat McAfee show where he was like, give me your prognostications, give me your timetables, whatever, and then watch what I do. And who knows, man? Who knows? You don't, as a quarterback, you don't really need to move a lot. I mean, there is a lot that he does where he is mobile, right? And he can be shifty, but he's got to learn in this rehab process also, like how, like, to not do that. You have to take on, and I know people hate when I bring it up all the time, but it's a mark of greatness. It's a mark of longevity. Tom Brady, you have to look at how he played this long, how he played for 5 more years than you, Aaron, and didn't get hurt that entire time. Took it just as much as hits. You know what I'm saying?
Somehow Brady got this conversation. I can imagine the comments right now.
I know. If I'm just going, if we were live, dude,
somehow he used Brady to take a shot at Aaron Rodgers.
You knew it was gonna happen, bro. You knew it was gonna happen. But that's what I'm saying. I think he should, though, realistically, though, take cues off of how he played. And got the ball off so quickly. And if you don't have a read, you got to just chuck it, bro. And it means, like, getting rid of a series means, hey, you get to play another down. You get to.
Exactly. That's a good approach. And really, Aaron Rodgers, I'm going to give him credit. He's like the master of throwing the ball away. But what he has to adjust is he can't extend plays anymore.
Yes.
Like, he can't, because he got hurt trying to extend a play. He's supposed to get rid of the ball. 1, 2, 3, boom.
Literally.
He didn't like what he saw. He probably had like a decent look. He wanted a better look, right?
Right.
He extended the play, and the guy falls in the back of his leg. Then the rest is history. So, now it's like 1, 2, 3. It's not there. Okay, just chuck it out of bounds.
Get rid of it. Yeah, you gotta get rid of it, dude. That's it. I mean, if go back and watch 2019 Tom Brady when he had no wide receivers and his offensive line was not great. And everyone was like, oh, Brady's going to retire because he's bad now. It's like, no, he has no offensive line. He has nobody to throw to. Nobody's getting separation. So all you have is 1, 2, 3, and you have to get rid of it. If that means a 3 and out, like for most of your drives, that's what happens. And you have a stagnant offense because of that. But you're able to continue to play. You know what I'm saying?
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
I just saw a message on, again, like I said, the sports Twitter. They're like, there's doctors on there. Aaron Rodgers got this innovative surgery to his Achilles. This is what the report is. And he's aiming to come back mid-January. So, like I said, this is right at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Or like right at the beginning of the playoffs. So it's like the plot thickens, man. I mean, if you think about it, because again, we think of Achilles like in basketball and things like that, and it's like, okay, you got to take your time because you're running and cutting all the time.
So much, yeah, right.
A quarterback, though, I can't remember a quarterback. They said someone, I think it was Vinny Testaverde, they said some years ago, ruptured his Achilles, but I don't know how long he was out, and that was like ages ago.
Yeah, or the 90s or something.
Yeah, sports medicine has advanced where this dude literally could be back in 4 months. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. He can be, and he could be ideally this day and how we are with sports medicine. He could be better. He could be better come, and he hasn't gone through an entire season worth of hits at that point too. So he doesn't have any lingering like body injuries at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
If anything, you just be worried about his stamina. If anything,
one more Aaron Rodgers thing, because I know you want to spend the whole hour talking about Aaron Rodgers.
That's all right.
His doctor is like a world-renowned doctor who did special surgery, I think, on Tom Brady once, and then Kobe Bryant was famous for the knee surgery he got, where he just couldn't like run, he couldn't like dunk anymore. Then he got the surgery. Now he's like just dunking over 3 people. Like his leg, before he popped his Achilles, and then the doctor did his Achilles as well. But Kobe was done by then. But so Aaron Rodgers got the best doctor. He got the most motivation. He has the entire state of New York behind him. And hey, what a story for the NFL season, man, if he really pulls this off.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And then that's another thing that people are saying too about this is like, hey, if he is able to do this, what a monumental story this will become. Not only because of like the hype and all that, but like how hard it really is to do that. Everyone understands it. If you're an athlete, you understand it even more. As a young, like teenager, young man, I tore my hip flexor And I still have hip issues because of it, because I didn't do the rehab correctly. And if you don't rehab right, you can have a lingering issue for the rest of your life. So it's either you push this and you have it done right, and you everything is perfect and it's a fairy tale, or you push this and you do a Kevin Durant situation where he comes back, fights to come back, is balling out for what, like 20 minutes, and then tears it again, and you just see him go down instantly. So I don't wish that on him by any means. I'll knock on wood for that. I hope he comes back and plays amazing and he is healthy until the end of his career. You know what I mean? But there is that possibility, right?
Yeah.
Just for the game,
just
right?
For the game of NFL, I would love to see him come back this year.
Yeah, that was the main thing I was looking forward to as well. Being a Brady fan, the fact that he's out, I was like, all right, well, I want to root for Rodgers now, because he was the mortal enemy, but now, you know, my guy's not there, so let me root for the oldest guy now, trying to do the same thing, trying to go to another franchise, trying to be a Peyton Manning Brady, you know, win a Super Bowl at a new franchise, and he unfortunately his body didn't let him do it. And I hope he is able to come back and make that. Jets, hey, the Jets organization, they have a task. If Rodgers is going to go through all this pain, all this work, they better make it worth his while. Can you imagine? Can you imagine they don't make the playoffs, bro?
I mean, we'll talk about the Jets with the picks, you know, and going forward too. But I mean, they got to at least get 9 wins. They got one already, right? They gutted that first one out, which is a whole story right there. And then with the Bills, and then but going forward, you got to scrape for 8 more wins. You know, we'll see. That'll be another story there.
Dude, yeah, it'll be another story. It's gonna be fun to watch, regardless. And that's the whole point of the NFL season, dude. And the whole point of it back, we just spent literally like 20 minutes talking about something that already happened. You know what I'm saying? We can keep talking about it. Yeah, it's massive. That's one of the biggest stories of the season. I'm interrupting the countdown right now just to talk about the Good Games Fantasy League. I had to record this afterwards, after Syl had to go to sleep. And I should be asleep right now, but I wanted to get all this stuff up and get it rocking, so you guys can get a taste of what we're looking at for the Good Countdown and the Fantasy League in general. I do got to put the first person up first week, so the standings are going to change, but right now, our homie Carlos, he made the most moves. He didn't like his draft, but he had a great week 1. I'm not sure if he did score the most points. It looks like he did. Right now he's got 233 points, and he is at the top of the standings. So shout out to you, Carlos, for being up there and making the moves that you have been. It seemed to be paying off. Obviously, you fleeced TJ on that trade. But we let it go, and TJ even getting fleeced though, he's second in the league. So whoever you had drafted must have did good too for him. Now the first gets the highlight and the last gets the highlight, and I actually have to upload somebody right now. Who is the last? And I'll have to scroll down here. Boom, the homie Bad Dan did not have a good week 1. It could have been even worse. If we didn't tell him to update his lineup, but we did. He updated it. He still put up 98 points, 98.3 to be exact, and he rounded out the week 1 standings for us, 0-1. Now again, the standings can change. The points are off now too, because they have totals from the week 2 matchup from Thursday night. So those are added to it, but it's still the same standing. So you'll see the points will be different. Like some people will be higher in the standings, but have different points, or less points than certain people. And that's just because that's the actual official points from week 1. And that's everyone who won obviously is going to be in a higher standing than someone who lost, even if you scored more points. That's just how it is. And there we go. Let me get rank 16, the Ball Busters. Let me get him some screen time. And I'm just going to do a quick recap of our week 1 matchups, and then we're going to do a forward look into week 2. And week 1 was, I'm somebody who goes through and looks at each matchup. I'll show you guys here on our scoreboard. You can look and see all of the matchups. Now, on your phone, if you have the ESPN app, you actually scroll through it and you can look at your matchup and then just scroll and look at other matchups. So I'm always someone who looks ahead. So I'm like, oh no, like these teams are going to be something to be reckoned with. Even with the person I was playing against in week 1, who I believe, now I can't even remember. That's not me. It might have been Slade. They didn't have their tight end playing, and I still barely scraped a win by. So I could be less in the standings very soon. I'm the Central City Stars. This is me right here. We're going to go to week 1 and just recap it real quick. There's 8 games. There's 16 people, so somebody always wins and somebody always loses. And that's just how games go, I guess. But 8 winners, 8 losers in this. And you can see here, I got that on Slade. Yep, it was 175. My top performers, Jordan Love, Calvin Ridley. I knew Ridley was going to be crazy. I didn't know how good Jordan Love was going to be. If you're in this league and if you watch this league, you'll see some people who have like crazy numbers. That's because I am a commissioner and I set it up where if you have a big play, you get extra points. It's like a multiplier. Tyreek Hill had like a crazy big plays down here. You'll see 82 points, and you get rewarded for that. Like, it's not a normal, okay, yeah, maybe you have the same stat line, but did you get those stats in one play? And if you did, I feel like you should give more points for that. And also the kickers never get any love, so I gave the kickers a little bit of an upgrade too, and that's why up here you see my kicker is one of my top stars for the day, with 29 points coming in at. So I'm just glad I won the game, got out alive. Jordan Love's still going to start for me. Kenny Pickett's going to sit on the bench until he shows something. I got duped into picking him just by good media coverage, I think. Everyone's saying that Kenny Pickett was going to be on the rise. I don't know why I did that at this point. But yeah, I got the win. And the next team who won, the Canucks Cyborgs, man, TJ, I'm sorry if I give the Canadians too much slander. I know we got so many Canadians too that are in SylNation, in the Cool Table family, even in the Syndicate Network. So that's on me. I don't mean to give you guys any slander as far as like NFL goes. I always think like, all right, well, maybe they're not paying attention, but TJ is paying attention, and he won pretty convincingly. I will say though, Money Train Wayne has not played fantasy before. He's more of a bettor, so so I'm not sure that he said too. He's like, oh man, I didn't know what I was doing halfway through the draft. So who knows? Maybe even if Money Train Wayne goes against me first week, I barely get the win. So TJ got the win, 209-14, and let me pull TJ's thing up real quick. I should be doing that with the winners. This is my first time doing this too. There we go. The Canucks Cyborgs. Yeah, he got the 209-14 on the day. And his top performers on Thursday night, it was of week 1. His big performer was obviously Patrick Mahomes. When you got to do everything on the offense, I mean, you're going to have a big night. 55 points. Then Jacoby Myers, until he got hurt, he was having a huge day, 44 points. And then you got NTN Jr., if he's playing for who's he playing for, the Panthers, or is he playing for the Lions? I'm on the wrong screen here. Let me see real quick. Who is he playing for? The Jaguars. I was wrong. The Jaguars. Okay, I was wrong on both. That's when I need my co-host to correct me. But yes, TJ, congrats. Week 1 win. We love it. We love it out here. He's actually ranked 2nd in the league too, so that's big time. Big time. And our next week 1 winner is Mr. J All Day Bay Bay. He's actually ranked 8th, so he's the last. That means he's the last winner of week 1. Somebody's got to win, right? He did win with 169 points. Wow. Look at how close that game is. 169.8 to 169.76. Amazing. That's crazy. That's crazy how close that game is. He squeaked it out. The two jokers, close game, and the one joker's got to prevail. We'll see if they have a matchup again later on down the season. That was I would love that was a week 1 thing. We got the jokers going against each other. Belle Reve is going to be a tough division. And congrats to you, Mr. J, for being 1-0 right now. We'll see how week 2 plays out. And continuing on here, one of my favorite teams, because it was so original, the Abdul High Fathers. Got a win pretty convincingly. I mean, we saw it was a win early on when we were talking this game. Week 1, the good countdown. When your opponent hasn't set his lineup and he's got 3 people who are projected to get zeros, I mean, it's looking like a good day for you already. Unfortunately, his auto draft didn't do good for him. Sorry, Pat Dan. I'm sorry, man. I wish you were there for the draft, and you could have had a better time probably. But hey, you did have Romeo Dobbs, 26 points, Dotson, and the Atlanta defense is a high performer for him with 16 points. Obviously, Justin Herbert has a game one of the greatest games of the week, of maybe the season, we'll see, versus the Dolphins in week 1. Justin Jefferson, always going to give you points. Aaron Jones, I'm sorry. That's hilarious. Aaron Jones, 185 points. And of course, this is on me. I didn't put him up there. He's ranked 6th, right above me in the league. And I'm ranked 7th. We already went past my game, so I just want to put my score up there. So, continuing on here, Knights and Cents. I don't know. Homie's gonna have to. He's gonna have to enlighten me. I'm keeping your logo as is. I figured out, by the way, little tidbit in here. I figured out the issue with the logos. It's because I saved it as a PNG and not as a JPEG. I'll be sending those to you guys. I'm sorry. Again, I'm going to be at the Bucks game tomorrow, so I should be asleep right now, but I'm recording this just to go over our fantasy league. And we need to. We need a spotlight on the fantasy league. We spotlight on these people who made week 1 wins. And the third person in our league, you're third right now, homie. Knights and Cents with 182 point win versus Reign of Superman. Now, if I played against Skywalker, I would have barely won by 2 points. We had Russell Wilson with a 53-point outing, which is great for your starting quarterback. And Tony Pollard, 31 points. Mike Evans with that deep touchdown, 29 points. That's a great outing for you. Would have lost against Syl, but still third in the league. And again, those rankings will change. I really don't know why they are the way they are. I believe it's just because of who we played and the league standings right now. They are subject to change, so don't worry about where you are at. There's a lot of weeks to be played, a lot of football to be played. So congrats to you, though. Knights and Cents getting a week 1 win. Moving on here to Carlos, who we all know is first in the league. Played against the homie Stino, Deathstrokers. And if Stino played almost anyone else in the league, he would have won. That's the unfortunate part about fantasy, man. You gotta make sure that you have a day against somebody, or hope that you have a day against somebody who's not having a day. Carlos had an absolute day. If you have Christian McCaffrey, Justin Fields on your team, they're going off. And then is that Tyler Bass? Who is this guy? Tyler Bass. Yep. Then the kicker, obviously, when the offense can't get it done, and you have to have a kicker who's just going off and kicking deep field goals. Like I said, they're going to get rewarded for it. Field goals are not easy to make. If you got to make a deep field goal, you're going to get the points. It's just how it is. If I see later in the season that it's like too obtuse, then we can dial back. I don't think 20 points is making a difference there. In the kicker, I don't think, I could be wrong with that, but we can go back, dial back. If somehow Stino doesn't make the playoffs, we'll get him like a $10 Amazon gift card for the griefing of the kickers, but we'll see on how that goes. I'm a friendly commissioner. This is my first time too, so don't hold anything against me. I'm trying to reward people who have just, have a day. If the kicker has to be called up, that's one thing for you to look out to too. If you see a kicker who's just had a lot of points and is a free agent, then get rid of yours. Like, kickers are kickers. They're a utility player, but they can get you a lot of points. It's a good spot to have a day for anybody in this league. So just a little commissioner tidbit for you. Now, the last two games that we had, Green Lanterns Lightning. I believe that is the homie DC Talk, if I'm not mistaken. He is ranked 5th in the league, came in and won with 197 points against the two-faced Mutilators. Love that name, by the way. Now, when you have guys that are all like averaging 30 points, you're just gonna have a day, I guess, and you're just gonna average out to around 200 points. I mean, Chris Olave 41 points, Chubb at 33, Geno Smith with 31 points, even against Trevor Lawrence, Bijan Robinson, Devontae Smith, still just barely won. If I faced the two-faced Mutilators, I would have won. He probably had somebody on his team that didn't have a good day, because those are big numbers from Trevor Lawrence. But that's just how it goes. Good win, Green Lanterns Lightning. Like I said, the story rolls on. We got to see how week 2 goes. And the last game we had here was the homie Lobo going against Legion of Doom, which I believe is Carlos's friend. And Legion of Doom got that dub, ranked 4th in the league. Legion of Doom came out with the win, 174 points. And I would have beat him too if I played him. Okay, so see, I'm sorry, I'm just going through that's what you gotta do. Like, how many points do you score and where do you rank up? I think that's how really the standing should be. But if you scored a lot of points and you lost, somebody who won is going to be ranked above you. That's just how it is. Legion of Doom, being one of those people, ranked 4th in the league, got the win. Kirk Cousins with 70 points, trying to sneak out the win against the Buccaneers. Still didn't get it. Had a couple. When you have the big plays, it does reward you, but sometimes you still get the L on the field, but you can get the W in fantasy. You got CeeDee Lamb and Addison on the bench, or backing them up, I should say, not on the bench. You're having a good day. That is week 1. The week 1 winners are the Last Sons, the Canucks, the Knights, Legion of Doom, Green Lanterns Lightning, the Abdul High Fathers, the Central City Stars, and Mr. J all day, baby. You made that name just so I had to say it like that all the time. But the next people rounding out the league, we got Deathstrokers at number 9. We got Money Train Wayne at number 10. We got Reign of the Supermen coming in at 11th. The Two-Faced Mutilators right behind number 12. Joke's on you is 13th. Lobo, 14th. Slade, 15th. And the Gotham City Ballbusters, our friend Bat Dan, rounding out the league in 16th place. We love to see it. Now, let's take a look at week 2. It's already underway. Thursday night. A lot of people in the league, I think almost everybody had somebody in play. Let me take a look. Okay, only Bat Dan, joke's on you, Knights and Cents. Okay, so I'm wrong. A lot of people didn't have anybody playing, but the first couple of games I was looking at, I was like, did everybody have somebody playing? Now, let's take a quick look at these games. Now I'm going to pick them. Before that, let me get a drink. Now, week 2, good games, fantasy league. Like I said, already well underway. Thursday night football, it happened. Philadelphia ran all over the Vikings, and the Vikings tried their darndest to get back in the game. They made it close. They made it interesting for fantasy owners. They made it great. I played against our homie TJ from the wayside in Canada. Killed me with TJ Hawkinson. 36 points. It was tight end versus tight end. I didn't know if I should put Goddard in. I was like, should I put him in? He's definitely going to get targeted. But they had good defense as far as the passing game goes for the Vikings. But the Eagles ran all over the place. And that's just what they did. So he didn't get a lot of looks after they had to switch that way. So I'm riding at 12.4 points. Conceivingly behind our homie TJ. He has got 3 times the points, 3 times the amount of points that I do, and he's projected to win this. We shall see. Hopefully I have a good game today. Hopefully it's a good game for me. I may end up being a 101, probably even got her here. We'll see if Everett and K-Dot on the bench have a day. I'll be tight, but I'll be looking at it all day. Next game, we have the homie Money Train Wayne and Slade. The battle of the beatens. Money Train Wayne coming in at 10th and Slade coming in at 15th. Who is going to get the win? Now, Slade, when you have, who is Jay Elliott? Let me get this down. Jake Elliott, the kicker for the Eagles, coming off the bench basically in the game and making this kick. 35 points. That's huge for you. They're playing for the same team in real life, but playing against each other in fantasy. Money Train Wayne had the Eagles defense, and they had 12 points for him. That's typically what you will see for defense. So hopefully his kicker has a similar day. We're going to see some high volume kicker point totals coming up this weekend, I believe, because there's going to be some offenses sputtering out, but at least making it down to the red zone now. If not being able to execute and get the touchdown, they're going to be a lot of field goals. So we'll see how that goes. Now, next, we have Mr. J all day, baby, with a huge lead. He's 8th in the league for a reason, folks. 1-0 going against Bad Dan, who's actually projected to score not too much less than Mr. J right now. Obviously, Mr. J, you already had your quarterback go. As far 56 points, that's a big time performance for your quarterback. Now the rest of the team's got to perform on Sunday, and we'll see how that goes with Bad Dan. Now I'm gonna just reverse real quick because I've been just looking at these games and not calling them out. I'm gonna pick myself against TJ, obviously. Now let me just take a look at the matchup real quick, and I think I could do it this way. That'll be better for me, yes, and better for you guys too. So Money Train Wayne. Who do we got here? Josh Allen, Anthony Richardson. You see a percentage to win right here too, with the 39% and the 61%. Zay Flowers, man, he can have a game. Josh Jacobs is looking to break through. Tutu Atwell, great pickup. Had a day. Is he gonna capitalize and have another? We'll see. Mark Andrews is questionable. Keep an eye on that. Since you're watching this before the start of the game at 1 p.m., definitely keep an eye out on that. And Tyler Allgeier from Atlanta, solid pickup. They're going to be running the ball. But you're going against Amon St. Brown at home. T. Higgins looking to have a bounce back game. Travis Kelce, not going to be playing that much, but should have a game. Marquise Brown, we'll see. And Anthony Richardson, Ravens defense. Man, Harrison, Butker, not going to have the same day against that. Ravens defense and Josh Allen against Las Vegas defense. Man, this is tough. Because you need a shootout versus Las Vegas versus Buffalo. I'm going Slade. I'm sorry, Money Train Wade. That's just how the cookie crumbles. Now, let me take a look at this game. See? He's got 0 points going against 56, but Bat Dan is not that far off. Joshua Dobbs is your quarterback. We're going to have to see how that goes. We might have to switch that up, my friend. Anybody else besides this guy? Unless he had a good week 1, I really wasn't paying attention. A.J. Dillon, as your running back, obviously that's a good pickup. Dotson as the Washington wide receiver. I don't really know much about him, but I know he had a great week 1. Rashid Shaheed always has big games. Durham Smythe had a great week 1. Tight end, little, I would say the blanket for Tua Tagovailoa. Romeo Dobbs at wide receiver. I think you should switch those up. Romeo Dobbs should probably be a wide receiver 1. Jake Moody, San Francisco kicker. That's where you're going to see a lot of points out of you. Jalen Hurts with that big game. Bryce Hall is questionable, though. Stephon Diggs, Terry McLaurin, Hunter Henry, James Cook, Buffalo running back, and the Jets defense versus the Broncos D. Yeah, I'm going to have to go with the computer and say Mr. J is going to take the W, but good bounce back week on Bat Dan. He's coming for us, guys. He is a force to be reckoned with. The auto draft did not do him wrong. Just gave him more trading capital. This next game, pretty tight. Joke's on you. It is projected to win, even though they lost pretty with one of the lowest scores in week 1. And Justin Jefferson already having a 52.8 performance for Syl and the Abdul High Fathers. Syl, when you're watching this, we're going to have to get a flex in for you. And then this is going to just skyrocket, and you're going to definitely win this game. So, doesn't have a flex in yet, but we have Njoku, Mike Williams, Aaron Jones. Oh, because Aaron Jones is questionable. Michael Thomas. Come on, bro. Put one of these. Kareem and Brock Purdy can't go on there, but put any of those guys on the flex, unless I'm looking at his stuff right now and he just switched it. But go ahead, update that. You're gonna get the win. Sorry, the joke's also on you. Gonna go 0-2, I believe, for week 1. Now let's move on here. We got the Last Sons, Knights and Cents. Last Sons coming in with 13 points, only 13 points. See, you were on the receiving end. Get that pun? You were on the receiving end of that too. With the Eagles is going straight rushing, man. Like we got mopped up on that. That's just how it goes. 13.8 points from a starting wide receiver. Not really the production you're trying to see. That's why you're projected slightly right now to lose to Knights and Cents, who's got Russell Wilson, Saquon, Keenan Allen, Mike Evans, Dalton Schultz, Tony Pollard, and the Carolina kicker, Eddie Pinheiro. I don't know. Going against Christian McCaffrey, Justin Fields, Metcalf, Tyler Higbee, Kyron Williams, Chiefs defense. They have the Browns defense is going against Pittsburgh. Chiefs is going against Jacksonville. Tyler Bass probably going to have a day or against, I should say, against the Raiders. I'm going to go with luck be the lady with Carlos pulling out the win, even though A.J. Brown had a bad day. Justin Fields is going to be on his feet, running a lot. Christian McCaffrey's proven commodity. DK Metcalf's got to have a day to keep it interesting in Detroit. I'm going to say that you get the win there. Tyler Bass is another big week for you. Hopefully it's not 50 points. Doesn't make me look too bad. But yeah, I say the last Suns get this win. Oh, and I haven't even changed in this. I'm sorry, guys. It is late for me. Ranked first in the league for a reason. I think he's going to pull out the win here, even though the probabilities say he's not going to win right now. Now, the last 3 games of the day, we got Reign of Superman versus Deathstroker. This is a friendly rivalry. Someone has got to win, huh, boys? These guys are both 0-1, to no fault of their own, I guess. I was there with you guys in the draft. It's just how it went. Now, Stino's a little bit above Sky in the rankings. Stino being the Deathstroker, Skywalker the Jedi being Reign of Superman. We'll see how this game plays out. Neither of you guys have had a player play yet. We got Deshaun Watson for Sky, Austin Eckler, who's out. So, if you're watching this, Sky, we need to update that. Update that right now. Excuse me. Debo Samuel gonna have a day. Amari Cooper is questionable. Might want to take a look at that. Pratt Freiermuth, proven commodity. Odell Beckham Jr. That's a wide receiver 1, if not a wide receiver 2 in my opinion. That was a huge pickup by you. Justin Tucker, proven, guaranteed. Bills D. We'll see how Bills D goes against the Raiders. We'll see, but they are at home, so it should be a good game for them. But you go against Tua, who had a huge, massive day, week 1, and I don't think he's going to have that against the Patriots. Derrick Henry, we know who Derrick Henry is. Going against the Chargers defense, though, so we'll see how that plays out. Garrett Wilson, great wide receiver. No Aaron Rodgers. Zay Jones, Darren Waller, Ramondre Stevenson as your flex. Buccaneers D, that is a great thing to have, Stino. I was mad about that. And you got Cairo Santos, the Chicago kicker. So he's thinking that the Bears aren't going to finish. Hopefully, Cairo Santos gets the field goals. I'm going to go with Sky taking the W once he edits his lineup. Let's see who he has as a flex. He's got Rashee Rice. Yup. Jamal Williams. Yup. Taysom Hill. Yup. Put one of those guys in. I would say put Jamal Williams in or Rashee Rice. And you're going to win this matchup, in my opinion. I got Sky, Reign of the Superman, taking a W. Last 2 games, Lobo Raiders going against Green Lantern Lightning. Who is it going to be? Is Lobo going to take the W and upset against the light and the will of DC Talk? We'll see. Neither of them have had a player play yet. Currently, we have DC Talk projected to win 56% to 44%. Now, let's just check these people out. Necron's kicker doesn't even have a picture on here. That's hilarious. The Dallas kicker. He's got Joe Burrow, James Conner, the running back, Jalen Waddle as your wide receiver. Great pickup. DeAndre Hopkins is questionable for Tennessee. Keep an eye on that. Dalton Kincaid as your tight end. Michael Gallup as the flex. Cowboys defense, of course. And I think that you're gonna have a big day with Jalen Waddle, and Joe Burrow is gonna have a bounce back for sure. But you're going against Geno Smith, Nick Chubb, Devontae Adams, Chris Olave, Kyle Pitts, stack team, and Deontay Johnson, who is out right now. Projected to win and has a player who's out in his lineup. That's tough, dude. First, the Packers D and Young Ho Koo. I'm going to have to go with ESPN on this one, my friend, and go with Green Lanterns Lightning. I think that DC Talk gets the dub. In the last game of the day for good games, the Two-Face Mutilators versus Legion of Doom. The Mutilators already got 48 points on the day, or on the week, I should say. And let me move over real quick to those people. Two-Face, boom. 12th in the league. And who's he playing again? Legion of Doom. I'm so sorry. I'm so tired. Legion of Doom, who's ranked 4th. 12th versus 4th in the league. Let's see the lineups. We have Legion of Doom with Mac Jones, prized to have a big comeback day. Joshua Kelly, the running back now for the Chargers. CeeDee Lamb, huge wide receiver. Elijah Moore, Cleveland's wide receiver, should have a day. Had a good day last week. Jake Ferguson, the Dallas tight end. I'm sure the Lobo is mad about that. And Ezekiel Elliott as your flex. Hopefully he doesn't have any fumbles this week. Commanders D, Riley Patterson, the Detroit kicker. It's a good pickup there because they definitely want to always score, even if they don't convert their touchdowns. They do seem to get down in the red zone a lot, or near where that guy can kick. He's got a monster leg, so that's a huge pickup there. I will say, though, Trevor Lawrence, Bijan Robinson, Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith having the 48 points, the only person to play so far for the Mutilators. 48 points already from Devontae Smith. And I mean, even with the game that they had where they ran the ball that much, still has a huge day. Chris Godwin for your wideout. Sam Laporta, the tight end. Huge pickup there. He's playing great. Gus Edwards as the flex. The Baltimore running back. Man, Mutilators are stacked. They're projected to win 65% to 35%. I got to go with Mutilators too. He's got Blake Group, the New Orleans kicker, and we'll see how that goes too. I really don't know. You'll see in our predictions that I really have no idea how that game is going to play out, but I did pick the Saints to win, so we'll see. Now, that is your picks for good games. Let's go on to the picks for the NFL games and finish out the countdown. Take it away, earlier version of me. Boom. Let's get back to these picks and make our picks. I didn't put the final score in there for the Vikings versus Eagles, but we know obviously that the Eagles won. The Vikings they made it close. Don't worry about those numbers next to theirs. That's old numbers. I just didn't update. Got to. But Eagles won. It was a close game in the end, I guess. It was a good game. The Eagles, they definitely had total control of that game. I'm looking forward. I'm a guy who obviously you gotta look forward, and I always do the comparison. Like, all right, well, my team beat this team. And this team beat the other team, and we're about to face that. So that means that we can beat them. Well, the Buccaneers are facing the Eagles next week, and they beat the Vikings week 1, albeit they barely beat the Vikings. And then the Vikings they were competitive eventually against the Eagles. So it gives me hope. The fact that the Buccaneers have such a good defense that they might be able to stymie the run offense. That was the only thing going for the Eagles was that the run
Eagles offense. Run offense. I'm gonna give the Eagles fans some props out there. Because Jalen Hurts, people got to realize, these defenses. Like when a quarterback pops off, one season, like Lamar Jackson MVP season, right? He goes nuts, breaking records. That next season, the defense changes, right? People are game planning them. Now Lamar's still that dude. But he's not MVP Lamar Jackson, because he's not getting those same numbers is the point. Jalen Hurts should have been MVP last year, should have won a Super Bowl last year. Yep. And then all of a sudden, they got these defenses, they're keying them off. And props to the Eagles coach, and they said, okay, we're just going to run the ball 15 times straight. You can't stop us, right? And that took control of the game. I'll still give credit to Kirk Cousins. He aired it out. Shout out to Justin Jefferson. You're doing great on the fantasy team. Though that one fumble, I was kind of mad about that. I didn't get that touchdown.
Yeah.
But he's putting up numbers. I'm actually a fan of the Vikings. I'm surprised. I like how their offense looks. I like the adjustments on defense. But I'm gonna give credit where it's due. Eagles are undefeated. And we'll see when we'll see what they do this season.
Yeah, we'll see. And that's if they can't stop it, then don't stop. And that's like try to test it. Don't be too fancy. If it works, it works. If it works, it works. That's a beautiful thing to see. If you like old school football, that was sweet to see those holes open up and then just break free on a sprint. You're like, oh, who is it gonna be? Is it gonna be Swift or the other guy who I can't remember his name? Yeah,
that's like one of the best Eagles running back games since Shady McCoy, LaShawn McCoy back in the day.
Shady and Westbrook, yeah, dude.
Man, like this dude, So hey, like I said, props to Eagles, man. They said we can make it ugly if we need to. So
that's what good teams, great teams, I should say, do. They're able to adjust and then win those ugly games. You got to win those ugly games, especially against a team that can score quickly like the Vikings. Good Thursday night game. I'm excited to see more of those because sometimes Thursday night games don't really pan out because of the scheduling. But that was a great game to watch. And as far as Sunday's games go, man, a lot of great games. We even got a double header on Monday night, bro. Double header on Monday night. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dog. Yeah, there's one that starts at 7 and one that starts at 8. So that would be very cool to watch. Yeah. So the first one on my list right now is the Packers versus the Falcons. Now, Jordan Love and the Packers are great week 1. The Falcons also look good with their run game, and they're at home. So we got that lemon pepper sauce, kicking back to you. I will say, though, seeing Jordan Love play with these receivers, they got some ill connection, bro. They got like a college connection because they've been playing together for a couple years now. And Jordan Love has been that dude all training camp long, all OTAs. He's the QB number 1, getting all the first team reps. And I think it showed, dude. He was so accurate. I was like, wow, this is crazy. Compared to that one video we saw him with Aaron Rodgers in practice, and they're throwing at like a net. And he was just completely fucking missing that thing, dude. He was completely missing that thing. So I think actually, even though when I made this graphic, the Falcons were favored, I think the Packers are going to steal this one on the road, and just more prepared in those situations. And but who you got? Packers versus Falcons tomorrow.
Yes, well, Packers, like you said, everyone was impressed by Jordan Love. Obviously, I wasn't because he was playing against my Bears, and our defense sucks. So I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed by Jordan Love at all. Like, okay,
it's part of the course,
right? Yeah, it's like, what do you know what I mean? You want a cookie because you forced us? Like, come on, bro. And Aaron Jones, though I'm mad again, he like just whooped my Bears. He's on the fantasy team as well too. So Aaron Jones, get well soon.
Yeah,
They hand me a little bit. You put in a couple touchdowns for me, so appreciate you.
Take a break.
But this show has to go on the road. I mean, they beat Chicago in Chicago, but now the Packers going to the Falcons. It's about the lemon pepper, man. The Falcons, Desmond Ridder, not really ready for prime time yet.
Yeah,
but this is in Atlanta, and you know how I feel about Atlanta at home.
Yep,
it's some real energy there, some real sauce there, and hey, the Packers aren't proving yet. In Vegas, they have this number so close because they're like, this is a pick 'em game. Right. I'm gonna go with the home team, Falcons, for the win.
It's always a good thing to go with the lemon pepper at home. I mean, it never fails. It never failed last season, so why go away,
bro? Like Marcus Mariota, bro.
I know, dude. Playing terrible and still winning at home. They got that scheme though. They got that run scheme. Even
running on. Yes, shout out to the rookie running back for the Falcons. What was it? But Bijan Robinson. This kid is like a human joystick. If you play Madden, like get him on your ultimate team from Texas. That dude's for real. And like I said, the Falcons always had a running game too. They got a great offensive line. They used to beat up Brady all the time. Yep. So it's like, I'm just saying, it's real. It's real and at home. So yeah, I'm feeling them with that.
If they had a good quarterback, man, they'd be a whole different team. I feel like so good pick on that. Now next, of course I'm looking at it. I didn't fix this part of the graphic, and some of these I didn't fix. Some are both minus on this, but the Buccaneers are favored.
It's
at home.
The favorite.
Yeah, they're favored at home. When I did this, it was 2.5 points. And I'm not gonna make this long out and just drawn out. I'm excited I'm going to this game, right? I'm excited.
At this game right now.
I'm at this game right now when you're watching this.
You like at your there already.
I'm gonna be in my own chat, be like, yeah, I found my seat. But I'm excited to actually see the speed of Justin Fields live. I'm excited because you never get that experience when you have a camera that's tracking the player. It's different. I would love if they just had a camera just sit there and just let the people run, because then you really get a frame of mind of how fast these guys are. And I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see that. But I don't want to see too many offensive plays for the homie Justin Fields. I think the Buccaneers are gonna have a good home win, and I would say a commanding home win, hopefully at home tomorrow. Who you got? Bears versus Buccaneers.
Man, so my Bears, right? It's a tough start to the season, man. Losing to your rivals, and everything. It can only get better, right? Like it can't be as bad as what just happened against the Packers, right? So you got the Bears going; they're relatively healthy, going into Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield got his magic going, right? Yep. And they have a chance to make a real statement for the NFC South division, right? It's up for grabs. With Brady going, anybody can win that division, including the Buccaneers with Baker Mayfield, right? The only thing I'll say with the Bucs, they're a little banged up on defense. I think a lineman and a linebacker. Those are the guys that has to kind of stop Justin Fields. And Vegas is calling this close as well. Only a 2.5 points favorite. I'm gonna go with the mini upset. Bears. Baby Bears has to grow up somehow and take down Baker Mayfield, man. Come on, just don't let him throw to Mike Evans, okay? Just try.
Bro. Yo, I'll be looking forward to that. I'll be looking forward to seeing what the defense does. And yeah, you're right. There are a couple defensive players that are down, but I think they're gonna make the game still, even though they're on the injury report. Even Baker Mayfield, with his angry run that he had last week, he was on the injury report with a right shoulder. So yeah, he said after the game, even his runs, he's like, yeah, I'm kind of delusional about how I run. I need to reel it back in. And so I hope he only runs when he absolutely has to. That's the nice thing about this team, right? It's pretty much the same construction. I will say, and I said it last season, and people are like, yo, you're out of pocket for talking about Byron Leftwich like that, bro. The only coach that got fired from last year was Byron Leftwich.
Right.
Okay.
I think he was a Brady guy. That's why.
Whoa. Yeah. I think it was because he was sabotaging the fucking team.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. And he's the only one who didn't stick around. And after he was also the only coach who left, didn't get any offers from any other team. He's not coaching in the NFL right now because of that. I think word got around about like what he did. It's like, bro,
you saw the offense.
Yeah, it was awful.
Everyone saw the offense last year. It was one of Brady's worst offensive schemes,
and
his whole career.
And the only time it looked good is when Brady took over the offense and improvised and did that. And then that's why for me, I will never have any respect for him because it was Brady's last year, and you're gonna do some petty shit because he didn't get the head coaching job, so he just sabotaged the team all year. That is like, are you kidding me, dude? This is football. And I think that's also part of the reason why Brady was like, all right, man, I'm done. Like, I don't have time for this petty nonsense.
Too much politics started going on when Arians went upstairs to the execs, and then, Todd Bowles, which wasn't Brady's pick to get a defensive coach. I mean, he got away from Belichick. He's like, all he knows is defense, dude. I'm an offensive guy. You know what I mean? It's like, come on now. Right. So, you get tired of those politics, man. So I understand why Brady left.
And his first season with Bruce Arians, the guy takes the chance, risk it for the biscuit. He had one of his best offensive seasons of his entire career.
That's crazy.
Yeah, crazy. And I think he was 42, 43 when he did that. So, amazing. But with this pick, David Canales, he's the new offensive coordinator there. Okay. He is the one who is drafting up the new teams. But what I wanted to say was, all you're really doing is taking out Tom Brady. I mean, Leonard Fournette too, obviously, but you take him out, right? And you put in a semi-mobile quarterback. So when things do break down, Tom Brady's not going to go run, right? He's going to throw it away or take the sack. But Baker Mayfield allows you to get those extra couple of yards. And I will say, Tom Brady did do that. There was actually a couple of times when he ran as a Buccaneer, and he was like, "No,
very ugly highlights,
right? Right." But he still did it. I feel more confident with Baker Mayfield going to do that rather than Tom Brady.
And Baker's hungry too. Like he still has a lot to play for. He wants another contract for his career, you know. So he's motivated. He has some weapons.
I feel confident. I feel so confident, dude. Just watching this team play. He listening to his mic'd up, listening to him interact with the rest of the players. It's not Tom Brady, right? I don't want it to be Tom Brady. And that's one thing that people might get misconception with me. Like, I know there's going to be no other Tom Brady. I don't want other people to be like him. I don't want people to compare themselves to him. There's not going to be another one, dude. Just be you, right? And that's one thing he said in a commercial his last season, the Under Armour commercial. It's like, a lot of people are going to compare you to me, but like, I want you to be the best version of you. And that's how I feel about Baker Mayfield, right? You're never going to be Tom Brady. Don't be that. Be the best version of Baker Mayfield that you can possibly be. And that's what he's doing. I didn't know certain things about Baker Mayfield either. When he's hyping himself up, dude, I got to send you this mic'd up afterwards, but he's just out there by himself just going, just like, okay, he's a dog, dude.
He's a football player, right? That's Baker Mayfield. He always is. Now, again, sometimes he gets his body in trouble. That's why he's not with the Browns anymore.
Yes,
but he will go out there. He would lay it all out there, to his own detriment.
Yeah,
you gotta love that. As a fan of that team, you gotta love that attitude.
It's like the heart of like Russell Westbrook for me. So yeah, I'm excited to say the least about going to this game. Good game. And then the next game we got here, real quick. I'm spent so much time on the Buccaneers. The Seahawks, we got Seahawks versus the Lions going into the Lions. I believe it's the Lions' first home game because they played at the Chiefs after that big game for the season opener. Big upset going at home. They got a commanding. Like Vegas is pretty certain that they're going to win. By how much is where they're up in arms about. I'm going with the Lions at home. I don't think that Geno and the offense there of the Seahawks have enough to do. I don't think their defense can even stop the Lions offense to put, to pound on that. So yeah, I think the Lions actually probably going to win by a touchdown or so by Seahawks. Who do you got tomorrow? Lions Seahawks.
That's interesting. Like you said, when Vegas, if they're following our gambling ways here, when Vegas has you like 4 points or more favorite, they're pretty confident that you're the favorite team. The other games we saw earlier, the other teams, it's like a pick 'em. This game here, they're like, hey, the Lions are the favorite. They're at home, home opener. You beat the defending champs, albeit Kelsey didn't play, Chris Jones didn't play, but it's all good. It's all good. Kadarius Toney can't catch, but so the Seahawks going in there, they took that L. I had a feeling. I said this on the last count. I said the Rams going to do like a veteran win, or they're just going to kind of punk them. NFC West, like, hey, we still here, okay? Like, I know we're years away from the Super Bowl. Y'all not ready yet, all right? And hey, the Rams like, we're not ready either, but I know y'all ain't ready. So they took that L, right? So Seahawks, we'll see. They have a few secondary players I think kind of banged up. So the thing with the Lions at home, they should be feeling themselves, but this isn't week 1 anymore now. I mean, week 1 doesn't matter anymore. This is week 2. What are you going to do here? And the Lions got secondary banged up a little bit too. I was really torn on this game.
Okay.
It really comes down to both teams. Secondary is a little off. I think Jamal Adams is out for the Seahawks, the all-star safety.
That's a big one, yeah.
Do I believe in Geno or Goff? And literally, I'm picking this on the spot right now. I'm going with Jared Goff. He showed me something Thursday night against Patrick Mahomes, going blow for blow. They're going to use a running game. He's going to use a short game if he needs to. At home, Jared Goff deserves a little love. So I'm leaning towards the Lions to win this one.
Yeah, dude, I'm with you there. So I think it's a brand new Lions, dude, and having Jared Goff I think he's like not that he's totally sure of himself, but I think he just knows who he is. He's confident. He's like, I'm Jared Goff. I'm an NFL quarterback. I'm gonna do my job. And him being in Detroit, I think probably the best thing for him. Be a part of that culture. It just they go to work. They don't like not a whole lot of flashiness, and I don't think he fit like the LA lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of more reserved. Let me just do my job, and if you guys want to praise me for doing a good job, that's cool. But don't praise me for like my car or whatever I got. You know what I'm saying?
And last year, me and you loved the coach, Coach Campbell for the Lions, right? Just his attitude, I mean, definitely, he's one of my favorite coaches right now. And so to see him build that culture, you have an adult at a quarterback, Jared Goff. That's what you need, like to build these cultures. You got to get like just a straight, just a family guy type thing. Like that's what Jared Goff is, right? And as long as he don't throw the ball away, and I think he's going to take care of the ball. Like I said, it's not hard to cheer for the Lions right now. They looking pretty good.
Nah, dude, it's not. I think everyone is, honestly, because of how bad they've had it as a franchise in general. But yeah, we both got Lions. I think we're probably gonna pick the same for this next game. Raiders Bills. It's at Bills Stadium. Home opener for them. They lost week 1. I will say I don't think this line should be as big as it is. I think Josh Allen is kind of regressing somehow. I don't know how that's possible. Throws 3 interceptions. He's the only reason why the Jets won that game, dude. Honestly, like the Bills had no reason losing that game, and they gave the Jets every opportunity to. I'm gonna go reluctantly with the Bills, but that's just because I think they have to win this game. If they go out of the gate 0-2 versus the Jets without Aaron Rodgers and the Raiders, man, it's not a good look for the rest of the season. I think everyone starts to doubt what's going on over there. I think the Bills have to win this, and that's why I'm going to pick them. Who do you have, Raiders versus Bills?
It's pretty rough if week 2 is already a must win, right? And you're right when you say that for the Bills. That's not a good sign for a team if you're already panic mode week 2, because week 2, I still feel with the shortened preseason, you saw Joe Burrow last week with the Bengals. He needed a couple weeks to, get up to speed, right? So you got to use week 1 and week 2 to do that. If it's already must win week 2, you're like, bro, I ain't in my rhythm yet. But the Raiders looked great last week. Jimmy G spraying it to Devontae Adams, who's still a top 5 receiver. Jacoby Myers was wonderful until he took that shot to the head. And he's concussed, so he's not in this game. And he was a big part of the offense last week. And then Josh Jacobs didn't even get loose yet, so they got a lot of potential. Like you said, this line is a little bit too high. The Raiders are not a bad team. And then the Bills, like you said, it's about Josh Allen, man. It's like it's their home opener. Maybe that you get some home cooking. You'll feel a little better. I am going to say the Bills will win this just because Jacoby Myers is out for the Raiders. That's going to limit their pass attack. Because I swear, if the Raiders had all their weapons, I would have took this bet.
I would
take this bet if they had Jacoby Myers with Devontae Adams. So Bills, they got to get right. It is a must win, which is sad to say.
It's crazy. Week 2, bro. Oh my goodness, don't go down like that. And I'll say it here now. If the Raiders do win, I don't think either of us will be surprised, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Like we both just reluctantly picked the Bills to win. Besides our best judgment, we did it. That's that game. And the next game, I think, actually should be more of a spread. It's the Chargers versus the Titans. Vegas has them when I made this graphic at a 3-point favorite. I think the Chargers obviously play one of the better teams week 1. They had the best game week 1 by far. Chargers versus the Dolphins. I mean, that was a shootout. Most points scored total as well for a game in week 1. And the Titans did not play great week 1. I mean, they're kind of very sporadic. If they didn't have Derrick Henry, they would have had nothing. So I think the Chargers actually win this by more than 3, even though the Titans are at home. I will say this right now just because I know people and I follow old friends from school who live in Tennessee and they go to the Tennessee games. They're not great at home, dude. Titans are not great at home for whatever reason. So I think the Chargers get the steal on the road. They're not going to lose 2 in a row, especially the way that they lost it. And I don't think the Titans have enough firepower to even keep up with them. I will say I know Austin Eckler is out. He's not going to be in there tomorrow. However, the Chargers are used to this. Austin Eckler is usually out, unfortunately. When he was drafted in our fantasy league, that was one of the things that I said. Is like, yeah, he's got to worry about his health issues. And here we are, week 2. He's already downgraded to out. But I think the Chargers, they withstand it. They have enough firepower for their wide receiver core. It doesn't really matter who they have at running back. Just put somebody in there, get a couple yards. So, yeah, Chargers on the road with the not upset, but with the win on the road. Who do you have, Chargers versus Titans?
Yeah, so Chargers, like you said, tough loss week 1, but I mean Tyreek Hill. That's what that was.
Yeah, bro, you gotta do.
Give Tua some love too, but yeah, like you said, Eckler's out, so I mean that's a blow to their offense. Eckler had a wonderful game last week too.
Yep.
But Justin Herbert, old McRib, he's used to this, man. He's gonna take shots if he needs to, but he's gonna spray that ball around, right? And you go into the Tennessee Titans. I mean. Oh, man, that was a trendy pick for me last week to pick the Titans because I was like, you got D-Hop, Tannehill is like good enough. Derrick Henry, their offense was ugly last week. The Titans offense and D-Hop is sort of questionable. He wasn't practicing this week, but he's probably just old, so that's why. He's still gonna ball, but it's like he's on practice, right? But I don't believe in the Titans offense at all. I don't believe in Tannehill, the quarterback, the backup guy, who's probably even worse. Of course, he's the backup. Justin Herbert, get your W, right? Because you got a whole serve in that division. AFC, what was it? West. AFC West. So you got to keep pace with the Chiefs over there. So Justin Herbert, I'm gonna get the Chargers for the W.
You gotta get that dub. This next game. It's going to be interesting to see, dude. It's going to be interesting to see. We got your second home away from home at the Colts at the Texans, and this is very close according to Vegas, only a 1.5 spread. And I believe the Colts were actually favored, if I'm not mistaken. I know its graphic is messed up, but Anthony Richardson looked phenomenal week 1, dude. Week 1. I knew he was gonna, and I didn't want to pick against him, but I only picked against him because of the Jaguars and the fact that we're gonna probably get Trevor Lawrence taking the game home. But what a game! I think that's huge. They sold out Lucas Oil Stadium week 1. I think that was open. Yeah, the roof was open. Exactly, bro. The roof was open, so he was trying to get that air going, but. They did their best. And they still almost beat a great Jaguars team. I know the Texans look pretty good with C.J. Stroud, but I don't think they have enough on defense to stop the Colts offense. And the Colts offense is going to look probably really good, even without JT. I don't think I think they should just trade him away at this point. It's just going to become a locker room like cancer, as it were. Texans don't have enough. Good head coach. Seems so. The new head coach, but. I still just don't think they have enough. And the Colts defense, still good. Good, dude. So Colts on the road, I got them winning. Who do you got? Colts versus Texans.
Yeah, like you said, home away from home. The Colts, I was down on them going into this season because of the Jonathan Taylor business and all that mess. Rookie quarterback, can he be accurate? The kid impressed me, man. Anthony Richardson. In fact, I'm gonna try to go to the game. I'm gonna try to go to Indy probably by December. I'm gonna try to get to a game this season, but. Anthony Richardson, I mean, they already compared him like, hey, he's like a young Cam Newton, and he's built like a linebacker, bro. And he has a tendency to try to get hit too much, though. Hopefully, he kind of curtails that a little bit.
It's a college stuff.
Decent. Yeah, exactly. And he's going to spray the ball around, too. And I'm like, I was really impressed by their offense. The defense at Colts, they have like this inner underline with the team where they're going to always have a tough secondary. They play their butts off all the time. I was really impressed against a Jags team. Some people picking the Jags to go to the AFC title game. So for the Colts to push them, a division rival, very impressed. Going to the Texans, C.J. Stroud, he was against Lamar Jackson last week. There was no way he's going to look better than Lamar Jackson. Comparison. But the Texans defense, like you said, Texans defense is better than probably most people think. I think they have a defensive head coach too. For the Texans, so they get a new coach like every year. But, I'm gonna go with the kid. This is a virtually pick'em game here. I'm gonna go with the Colts on the road, AFC South rival as well with the Texans.
Yep.
I like Anthony Richardson better than C.J. Stroud, and I think Richardson's gonna make more plays when it counts. This should actually be it's gonna be a low key fun game. Actually.
Right. Keep your eye on that.
Go with the Colts.
That's a good pick. I'll be when I'm at the game. It's the only thing that's crappy about being at a 1 o'clock game is that all the other games are going on. So I'm going to be checking out and seeing how the Colts are doing, see how Anthony Richardson is doing, because I low key wanted to pick him in our draft, but he just got scooped up by you. Was it by you or somebody else?
I don't have him.
Somebody else picked him up, and he's starting on somebody's team. But yeah, good pick. Now we got 3 more 1 p.m. games that I think these are going to be the better. 2 of them are going to be 2 of the better games. Obviously, Ravens versus the Bengals going into the Bengals Stadium. The Bengals did not look great at all, and somehow they're favored in this matchup. Now the Ravens, OBJ on the field, they look great, dude. They look amazing. I think the Ravens go on the road. They get the road win with this one. I think the Bengals are still stuttering to start. You got to be able to play in the rain, dude. You got to have we're gonna have the snow. We're gonna have cold. We're gonna have all sorts of elements, especially in Ohio. You should be used to those sorts of things, elements in general. I don't think there's any excuse for them to play the way that they played week 1, and it gives me no confidence for them in week 2. I'm highly confident in the fact that the Ravens will be able to score the ball no matter where they are with Lamar Jackson, OBJ on the field. So that's how I feel. Justin Tucker, obviously, you can make a kick from anywhere too. I got the Ravens getting a steal. They'll probably win by a field goal on the road. Who you got? Ravens versus Bengals.
Close from my Vegas again, right? They're not being nice to us with these picks, right?
Any hope.
It can go either way with these games. I mean, the Ravens, again, Lamar Jackson, he's still getting used to his new offensive scheme. Was it the Texas defense last week, or is just Lamar just still getting his feet wet with this new team, new coordinator, right? So we'll see. Though I love that rookie receiver that got Flowers. He was balling last week.
All over the place, dude.
Yeah, so they got weapons right now. They are banged up in the secondary, which is that's a staple for Ravens. They're always going to get hurt. Dobbins out for the year. Running backs out. Bengals. How worse can it get for the Bengals? You got Burrow with 82 yards week 1, in the Ohio Classic battle with the Browns. That didn't make any sense. Seeing that he didn't play at all in the preseason. I think this is still kind of this is preseason stuff with Joe Burrow. I think only because the Ravens secondary is banged up a little bit, Joe Burrow's going to get loose. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. I think they're going to put some points up back. This is going to be a shootout. I think Joe Burrow is actually going to pull this off. Bengals for a home win.
Hey, man, I'll be happy to see Jamar Chase get some points on the board, because that was my top wide receiver threat. And I'm just looking at the game do something, dude. Do something. Yeah, it was bad. That was bad. But that'd be interesting. That's another good game. Like I said, that'd be a good game to watch tomorrow at 1 p.m. And to follow that up, another good game, I think. I think the Chiefs, they were sputtering without Kelsey. I don't think – do we really think that him in the lineup causes that drastic of a change? I don't know. Obviously, I'm not a huge Kelsey fan, so that goes without saying. But – I still don't know how close to 100% he is. That's one thing you got to think about. How many snaps is he going to play? And are the Chiefs going to catch the ball? That's one thing we got to think about too. That is the $1 million question. They're on the road in Jacksonville, one of the most notoriously hard places to play in the South, especially now with everything, all the renovations they've done to the stadium. All of the people in Jacksonville hyped up about the Duval team that they got. It'll be loud, but I think the Chiefs get a road win somehow, some way, probably with a helpful call, some kind of pass interference at the end that helps out Mahomes and gets him on the 1 yard line. Something stupid. That's what happened. Chiefs with a road win. Who do you got? Chiefs versus Jaguars, bro.
Yeah, so Chiefs, again, defending Super Bowl champ. Patrick Mahomes is next up, right? I think even Brady said, that's the next legend. I'm bowing out. You take the reins, Mahomes. And Mahomes, 2 Super Bowls in 4 years? They're trying to build a dynasty there. Losing week 1, it was more of a win for the Lions. The Chiefs, again, without Kelsey, no one catches the ball, and no Chris Jones. Chris Jones, in the press box, looking like, yo, baby, y'all gonna pay me? You know what I mean? And they got the deal done after the game, right? All that stuff going against the Chiefs, they ain't lost by 1 point. All Kadarius Toney had to do was catch one ball that last drive. They would have had a game-winning field goal. So everyone can pump the brakes, like, oh, the Chiefs, the sky is falling. They're going to be okay. The Jags, that was my trendy pick last year. The Jags, I said earlier, that was my dark horse. They made it to the playoffs. They went further than I thought they would. They made it to the semifinals there. So good story with the Jags. Super Bowl winning coach, Doug Peterson. You can't discount coaching. The Jags, they up next, but the Chiefs going to tell it's not your turn yet. Chiefs going to go in there and get right. It's not even a must win for the Chiefs. That's what I'm saying.
No.
It's so crazy with the Bills. You see how that pressure that you put on yourselves that the Bills did. The Chiefs is like, we're good. Like, we can just come in here, do what we do. Like, oh, we lost. Okay, we're gonna keep winning next time.
Who we play against again? Who we play against? The Raiders, the Broncos. Oh, okay, we're chilling.
The playoffs. Okay. But Chiefs for the win. It's again another good game. They played in the playoffs last year, and the Jags, like I said, has a lot of moxie. I just don't think they're ready yet. I still don't think they're ready yet for Chiefs level, for like another AFC top team. I don't think they're ready for that smoke yet. So Chiefs for the win.
And that's I guess what in question for that game though is are the Chiefs even the Chiefs yet? And that's where maybe the Jags can catch one. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they can pull the upset off there. Right. Yeah.
I would not be shocked the Jags pull off another like 1 point win over the Chiefs. But I promise you, I'm not worried about the Chiefs. They even lose this game. They're going to win 11, 12 games. Like, it's not going to matter.
It's the same thing goes. I mean, many years. I'll say this all the time. People will probably get tired of it. But being a Patriots fan, so many years they come into the season flat or stuttering or whatever. It's like, we're not worried about this time right now anyways. Like, this is a get right period. This is a figure it out period. I mean, that one there was one one season they lost to the Chiefs, I think like 55-2. That was a bad game. But
Alex Smith led
Chiefs. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's how long ago it was. But I think they won the Super Bowl that year. So it's like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, dude. Don't worry about it. I think it'll be a good game though. I'm excited to see that for sure. And the next game, the last game for the 1 p.m. games, 49ers versus Rams. Try not to keep you up too late, bro. My bad. The 49ers touchdown favorite. I think that's accurate. I think that's like an accurate. Maybe the 8.5. Maybe we should have seen over on this side, Vegas. I don't know what you were doing with that Raiders Bills spread. Yeah. What the hell? But I think the 49ers is going to win this pretty convincingly, even though it's at LA. You'll see a lot of 49ers fans there. Because it's California. They're just gonna go there. And the Rams fans, I don't think they show up like the Chargers fans do. So I got the 49ers commanding win. I think it's gonna be an easy win for them.
And 49ers, they look like the best team week one, right? 49ers put a complete beat down on a very solid coach Steelers team on the road. So I mean, y'all know how we feel about Mike Tomlin and the Steelers here. Like, whooped them like you really did something. So the 49ers in all facets, McCaffrey got loose. Purdy was accurate. The defense was dominant. So this is the best team in the league to me, 49ers going to the Rams. Again, that veteran Rams team, Matt Stafford, still no Cooper Kupp. You still got Aaron Donald. I mean, they won week one off of just veteran leadership. They just kind of division. But the real division leaders in this division, NFC West, is the 49ers, and another statement win from them. I think Vegas is saying at least a touchdown. I'll say a couple touchdowns.
Yeah, I think so too, man. I think so too. I know that there's a great defensive front for the Rams, and that's what gives a lot of people issues, but the 49ers got one of the best offensive lines in the league. I think they got like two of the top 3 highest paid like offensive lines in the league. Each of their positions are like in the top 3 highest paid for the guard or tackle or top 5. So they have some of the best people on their team, and commanding win. Sorry, Rams. But just take the L. Sorry, you got to show up to that one. Now for the layover games, we do have a giant layover game, a giant go to sleep, don't even put it on a television game, bro. This is for nobody. This is for for parlays and for fun, dude. The Giants versus the Cardinals, bro. Oh my God, what a stink fest! No one wants to go watch this game. It's a 4.5 point spread in the favor of the Giants, who scored 0 points. I don't know how that's even possible. But they're on the road against the Cardinals. The Cardinals did show something week one. They did show something. I think though the Giants, they also have to show something. But I'll say, just based off of recent history, what have you done for me lately? The Giants, they're going to lose again. I think Saquon Barkley is going to be on the trading block. I think he's going to be in the trading block so quick, dude. Get Saquon out of New York. They're not doing anything for him. He's going to waste his career there. I think Cardinals get the upset at home, and we're all just like, whoa, what are you doing, Giants? Who do you got in Arizona? Giants versus the Cardinals, bro.
Interesting here. Now, as we mentioned with the Bills, like must-win week 2, the Giants as well. This is a must-week 2, which means this ain't a good start to your season right here. This is a must-win for Daniel Jones, White Vic, as they call him. Man, they have to show something. Like, I have to believe they can't be that team we saw, because the Cowboys can't be that good. They cannot be that good, bro. So it's like the Giants, y'all got to show up, right? The Cardinals, they put up a fight. Now, that was against the Commanders, which I think they suck as well. So it's like it was 2 sucky teams. Cardinals, their quarterback is Joshua Dobbs. They got him like off the street, literally. They pulled up next to him and like, hey, can you throw the ball? Okay, you're hired, right? That's literally how he got on the team. So not a lot of faith in this Cardinals team at all. The Giants is must-win mode, and I think they're going to take care of this game. Just to keep up, because their division is hot. I mean, you got the Cowboys, Eagles, you got the Commanders. They won last week.
They did win.
The Giants is the only one sitting there, holding his L. So they got to win this game, and I think they will, but it's going to be a long season, though, I think, for the Giants, too.
They're the only team in the NFC East with 0 offensive points so far this season. That's crazy. So see how long it goes for them. If it could go a couple more quarters without them scoring at all, dude, that'd be interesting to see. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, we'll see how that goes. That's going to be someone's got to win, right? A battle of the losers. Somebody's got to win. The next couple of games are going to be better layover games. I think this is going to be interesting. Jets versus Cowboys. Obviously, this is going to be more of a marquee game if you got Rodgers in there playing versus Dak and playing against the Cowboys. But we got Zach Wilson. So the line is 9.5 points. Obviously, Vegas is saying Cowboys at home. They scored 40. They're going to comfortably win. I got to go with them, man. I got to go with Vegas. Somehow the Jets pulled out a win versus the Bills at home. They had some Monday night magic, though, with them. I think, the magic wears off. Zach Wilson probably has to throw and does throw a couple of interceptions in this game. And I wouldn't say it's going to be 9.5. They might win by a touchdown, though. I think the Jets keep it interesting still, just because, hey, they got to be confident in their own selves. They did beat the Bills, right? And it's like you go as far as you take you. So we'll see what the Jets can do against the Cowboys, although I think the Cowboys win it at home. Who do you got, Jets versus Cowboys?
Yeah, the Jets, like you said, man, it's all about defense for the Jets, and no one believes in Zach Wilson. Vegas don't believe in Zach Wilson. I think the Jets coaches don't believe in Zach Wilson. And last year they didn't, I know for sure. It's all about treading water for the Jets, stealing some wins as you can to sneak into the playoffs, because Aaron Rodgers may come back if you make the playoffs. But it's about winnable games. This is not a winnable game. The Cowboys are good. I don't think they're 40-0 good every week, but the Cowboys are good. Their defense is for real. Yep. And I like Tony Pollard, coming out of the backfield. Dak, just don't throw the ball away. That's all you got to do, Dak. Just chill out. Don't throw the ball away. This sounds like the same formula for the Jets, though. Right. The quarterback just don't throw the ball away. Your defense is awesome. They have a great running game. This is a sneaky game. Okay, yep. Vegas is telling you, hey, all the money's on the Cowboys. I should be saying, yeah. I mean, it comes down to, is Zach Wilson versus Dak? I got to believe Dak's better than Zach Wilson, right?
You got to believe it.
It's got to be, right? So we're going to go with the Cowboys, but it's not as as far apart as Vegas is trying to make it, though,
No.
it's going to be an ugly game. But I think Dak's going to make a play to CeeDee Lamb or someone, before, you got Cook. They got him out there. Hit for the long one, you know what I mean? So I just think, their quarterback can do more with his arm. It would have been great if Aaron Rodgers was in this game, right? This would have been a shootout, but
This would have been crazy.
It's Zach Wilson. Cowboys for the win. Jets is going to be some winnable games. This just isn't one of them, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, you're gonna hit a buzzsaw with this one, but it'll be a learning experience. If they're able to do well in this game, even if they lose, or they're able to do well, I think that's a confidence builder. It's a moral victory, as it were.
I mean, Zach Wilson, if he gets through this game without turning it over, which I don't believe is going to happen, but I'm just saying, if he throws no interceptions, don't fumble it, and they still lose, he'd be like, hey, they're just got a better team right now. That's all. Just the Cowboys got us. Let's build on that, right? Because again, I want to see this wonderful storybook ending where Rodgers comes back on one leg and play us. I would love to see that. So Zach, just don't throw the ball away. You're still gonna lose either way, and we'll go from there.
Just get yourself a moral victory at least.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, if football is football, any given Sunday, right? This might be one of the games where Zach Wilson just plays lights out and Dak has
that would be nuts, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
If he outdoes Dak Prescott, Cowboy fans will not hear the end of me. If he Wilson beats y'all, oh my goodness.
A lot of talking on that Giants win, bro. But what about them Jets? Man, we'll see. I'm you know who I'm pulling for, but nah, I'm just kidding. We'll see how that goes. The last 4 p.m. afternoon game. This will be interesting. The Vegas, they don't really know who's gonna win. They're giving the Broncos the favorite here. They're favored by 3.5 points at home. I did say last week though, I was like, the Raiders going to come in and steal one, and that's what happened. I will say it came close, and the Broncos, they did play good. They looked a lot better. Jared Judy's out there making plays, as it should be. Kind of like the offense we thought we were going to see last year, and we never got. Sean Payton, obviously, making great moves for them. I would say, though, the Commanders look great on week 1. They were playing at home. They didn't have Chase Young. We did say though, they have 5 other Chase Youngs.
Yeah.
So I think though the Commanders going to Denver is different than the Raiders going to Denver. The Raiders actually going to Denver. They're going earlier. For going East Coast to West Coast is a lot different. They're actually going to be feeling like they're playing at a different time, like at 2:00 or whatever. So it's going to be. I think that's enough to mess that young Commanders team up, and Sean Payton doesn't lose 2 at home in a row. So I'm going to take the Broncos at home, even though I think the Commanders make it interesting. Do they have enough on their team where they're not going to convincingly lose games this season? It just depends on coaching. Is Sam Howell, their young quarterback, not going to make mistakes? But I think the Broncos home turf gets them this win at home. Who do you got today when you're watching this? Commanders versus Broncos.
Yeah, Commanders, like you said. Vegas has us close, right? This is a trend all week with most of these games. Sam Howell, they believe in Sam Howell, right? Coach Rivera. You got Eric B. Enemy as offensive coordinator over there as well. So hey, you already know how we feel about the defensive line for the Commanders. They can make it ugly. They're a solid team. Now the Broncos are equally ugly as well. And man, I'm kind of going for what's going to be a juicy story after this. Russell Wilson, is he done?
Oof.
I'm just saying, and this is what's crazy. I don't think he even turned the ball over first week. He just didn't do anything.
Yeah,
is this what he is now? He's just a very vanilla quarterback now. This is what Russell Wilson is. He had no juice left for the Raiders late and against Jimmy G.
Yep.
I'm gonna go for a mini upset here. Commanders gonna go in there and beat up Russell Wilson, and you're gonna see the headlines hey, should they bench Russell Wilson? I think that's gonna be a story after this game, man. I think going with the Commanders.
I'm with you, man. I think Russell Wilson is at this point in his career, he's got to be turned into a journeyman. You got to be Ryan Fitzpatrick. You got to go in where you're needed. I don't think you're a starting quarterback anymore. I think you're a fill-in quarterback And that's just how it is, man. Sometimes you eat your own sauce so much you're not doing the work in to make you're not putting the work in to make the ingredients actually taste nice. And I think he kind of went a little sour, bro. He drank his own Kool-Aid, dating Sierra. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens. You lose that actual mojo. You lose that hunger, the bite.
New coaching staff. I mean, I'm just saying, Sean Payton, he didn't pick Russell Wilson last year. He didn't sign him to that crazy contract. And he's not handcuffed to Russell Wilson. So if he go out there and just act all like he's whoever that quarterback was with the Falcons, he just did nothing. Like that's what Russell Wilson was doing. Like he just out there pitching the ball a little bit. You know, I'm just saying this could be he can get the hook real early this season.
Especially if you lose against the Commanders and Sam Howell, whatever his name is. That'd be interesting. But hey, that's a close game. We'll have to keep an eye on that at 4:00 when we're trying to stay awake and watching the Jets-Cowboys game. Now, we have 3 more quick games. It's the night games. Sunday night AFC East matchup versus 2 teams that played pretty good in week 1. Obviously, Dolphins got the win. They played great on the road in SoFi versus the Chargers. Probably the best game we saw week 1. And the Patriots, they were getting swamped by the Eagles week 1, and they ended up coming back and making it interesting. They have an offense. Is Mac Jones going to play well enough to not turn the ball over? Are they not going to fumble the ball? These things that typically don't happen with Patriots teams, I think, are just the byproduct of being in that organization and not having the guys in there that you necessarily need. Because that year happened where Bill made all of the offseason acquisitions, right? We brought in Kendrick Bourne. We brought in all his Devontae Parker. We brought in so many different people, weapons that the Patriots definitely needed. However, you take those guys out of there that are like the Patriot way, that are like Matthew Slater. I know that he's like retiring and stuff. You don't have Devin McCourty there anymore. Like those guys that are the Patriots of old, that are the dynasty guys. I think they're missing that moxie. They're missing that tenacity, that responsibility of being a Patriot. They lost Brady's return home. I think they got some juice, though, after the halftime celebration. That's when they started coming back. At home versus the Dolphins, Sunday night, Foxborough is going to be rocking, dude. I'll tell you from experience, I went to a Sunday night game there, and it's probably one of the best atmospheres of all time. The stadium is sponsored by Bud Light, so there's just Bud Light everywhere, Budweiser everywhere. Yeah, it's crazy. They're not favored in this game. Dolphins are favored by good reason, I think. However, I will say Belichick, he has just got that defensive scheme up, I think, at home. I think it's a close game, and they win by a field goal. I got to take the boys. I got to take my Patriots at home. I didn't take them. I took them in the first week, and I didn't take the Buccaneers first week, and that's what happened. So hopefully they make up for it, and maybe we get a takeaway. I think that's what it's going to take. You're going to need an interception from Tua to win this game. Who do you got Sunday night, Dolphins versus Patriots, bro?
Yeah, well, like a lot of people was excited about the Dolphins week 1. Like, I'm a fan of Tua. I think we've been saying all last year, like, man, just protect Tua, man. Just don't let this guy keep getting hit in the head, man. Like, he had like 2 or 3 concussions last season, right? So it's like protect him, and you see what he could do, putting it up high, to Tyreek Hill, to Jalen Waddle, and they're just getting real loose out there, right? So they got the firepower, but you see Vegas is a 3-point favorite. That's the Belichick effect right there. The defense, you saw what the Patriots did against the Eagles, where the Eagles start off all fast and loose, and then Belichick's like, hold up now. All right, let's just score another touchdown for the rest of the game after that. It was like since like the quarter 2. Mac Jones looked like very competent. He looked like playoff Mac Jones. He made it to the playoffs his first year. Like, he isn't just some bum. I don't know what happened last year. I have no idea who that was last year for the
That's what no offensive coordinator does to you, bro.
yeah, that was a big part of it, right? You need some guidance out there, right? So y'all spoiled with Josh McDaniels all those years, you know what I mean? So it's like you were it up, it's like, what Brady either. It's like, no, that's ugly. So Mac Jones, he showed me a lot second half of week 1. Patriots defense, he's going to scheme. He's going to make sure Tyreek Hill's not going to run loose this whole game. And, you know, and I mean, I'm just going to say that they're going to touch up Tua a little bit. Hopefully not, you know, too much. We don't want him hurt. Hurt. But I think the Patriots, they had Tom Brady Day last week, right? Brady came out on the field with the jersey saying, "Let's go."
Yeah.
You know, and they showed up and almost pulled it off against the Eagles. They almost did. Yep. I think they're due. I think, and this is a division game again, AFC East. So you got this division rivalry. Probably the best division in football, I think, this year is this division. One of them.
Now it is without Rodgers.
Yeah, because every team, you know, Patriots was that bottom team in most people's eyes, and they're going to be very competitive, right? That's going to make for good football for the division. And then they're actually going to pull this win. Like the Dolphins, again, week 1 flying high. Week 1's over, y'all. You can't carry week 1 over to week 2. I'm gonna go with the Patriots, but I guess a mini upset Sunday night game, prime time. You know, Belichick defense, right? So that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's gonna be a low scoring game, I think, for sure. But good game to watch. And just like these Monday night games, we're at the doubleheader on Monday. I was kind of expecting this doubleheader to happen the first week, but we got a second week doubleheader. The first game, Saints versus Panthers, NFC South matchup in Carolina. And it starts at 7:00 this game. I think Saints obviously look better week 1. Panthers, what are you doing? They didn't have any identity, I think, and that's, again, I said it. Why did you get rid of the coach that brought you back into prominency last year? I digress. I think they lose at home, but convincingly. I think the 3-point spread is giving them kind of help on this. I don't think I think the Saints get to find their groove, just like they found the groove to pull the comeback and win at home. So I think the Saints, they win pretty convincingly on the road versus the Panthers. Who you got Monday night? Saints versus Panthers, bro.
Yeah, man. NFC South is this a low-key good division, right? I mean, Bucks and the Falcons, right? And so I mean the Saints, Derek Carr, never underestimate an adult at the quarterback position. That's what I said with the Lions. Derek Carr stays a team. Chris Olave, you know, you got Michael Thomas. He's out there, you know, hanging in there, getting his targets. So, and they're doing this without their main running back. The main running back,
Alvin.
Kamara's out, right? So he's out for a couple more games. So you know, the offense. This is not the finished product yet, but they got enough for the Panthers. You know, on the road, like Bryce Young. My goodness, he's like duck for cover there. You know, division game, Saints going to come in and take care of business. This is still, again, this is week 2. This is like the last, you know, practice session for some of these teams. You know, they didn't play most of the preseason. They're going to get right against the Panthers. Well, I mean, Saints already won their game. So now they got whole serve with the Bucks and the Falcons. Saints have to, you know, kind of, you know, hold water here. So they're going to take care of business, beat the Panthers.
Yeah, I think so too. I'll be excited though if that's a good game, because it's a good division, I think, to watch. It's a competitive division because you don't know who is the outright favorite. There is no outright favorite for the NFC South. It's like it's up for grabs. So yeah, that'd be an interesting game. But I think the Saints definitely. I won't be surprised if it's like 20 something to like 3 at halftime. I'll be like, yeah, I kind of saw that coming. The next game though, hopefully this is a good game. And I say that because the Steelers unfortunately had to play the 49ers the first week, which I knew. I took Kenny Pickett out of my starting lineup. I'm like, you're playing the 49ers. Don't play anybody against the 49ers. They got the best D in the league. So I hope the Browns, we saw against the Bengals, they do have a great defense, obviously. Myles Garrett was fake dribbling.
This man was crossing over.
That's
some swag right there. Yeah.
Oh, come on, bro. You know Can you imagine? And Pat McAfee did the best rendition. He's like, "Could you imagine being the center? Like, hey, you know, we're actually playing a real game right now. You out here? Are you dribbling?
Crossing me over. Yeah, he like literally crossed him and like sacked the quarterback. I'm like, dude,
you did a spin move too. Yeah, it was crazy, bro. That's crazy. So I don't totally have a ton of confidence in the Steelers being able to bounce back in this game because of what I saw from the Browns. I will say the Browns, it's a hard spot to play in. We saw that too from the Bengals week 1. Steelers, they were able to play at home and they still didn't win. I think this will be a close game. Vegas is saying it's a close game, 2.5 spread, favored towards the Browns. I think that Deshaun Watson just has more for this game than Kenny Pickett and the Steelers do, and that's what gets them the home win. They start out the season 2-0, and unfortunately, the Steelers are going to be 0-2 after this game. I hope it's a close game. I hope that Najee Harris has a great game because he's on my fantasy, but I still think the Browns win at home in the bright lights on Monday night. Who do you got for this is an AFC North matchup, Steelers versus Browns?
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty fun. 2 Monday night games, right? I didn't even know this was a Monday night game. But, man, Steelers, Kenny Pick Six, as we affectionately called him last season. And he started off going sixes against the 49ers.
Oh, no.
But with the Steelers, it's like, it's that formula, right, for young quarterbacks. Just don't lose the game for us. Like, run the offense. Just don't be the reason we lost. Now, I'm not going to say it was all on Kenny Pickett week 1. Just the 49ers was a buzzsaw.
Yeah. Got no chance.
I will say with the Steelers, TJ Watt is back. Like, he got hurt last year, and he was rushing havoc on Purdy.
3 sacks.
Yeah, he's a monster. So that's going to keep him in games. Not against the 49ers, but other teams, TJ Watt is back. So don't sleep on that defensive front, right? Now, the Browns, like you mentioned, they got a decent defensive front. They got Myles Garrett, Defensive Player of the Year candidate, just like TJ Watt. So what it comes down to, the quarterbacks, right? I kind of believe more in Deshaun Watson than Kenny Pick Six, right? And it's at home. The Browns, they feeling good. They beat their Ohio rival week 1, the Bengals.
Yep.
Now they're playing the Steelers, division rivalry. I'm gonna go with the Browns. I'm not saying the Browns are gonna run away with this division. But get these early wins while you can. And it's good to see Deshaun Watson getting loose, wiggling out there and getting to the touchdown. Everyone likes a good comeback story. You know what I'm saying? You got to chill out on those massages.
Chill out. Yeah.
Go to work, bro. You know what I'm saying? You still a top 10 quarterback. Do your thing. He really should be like top 5. But I'm gonna go with the Browns division game. It's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be an ugly game. If you thought that Browns Bengals week 1 was ugly, this gonna be just as ugly because TJ Watt and Myles Garrett gonna be just like punishing each quarterback respectively. We'll go with the home team. We'll go with the Browns with this. This is a close one though.
I'm excited for the Monday night games, man. They got 2 division matchups, which are typically the best and most competitive. So hopefully they're good games. That's ideally what I want out of the marquee games. Give us a good game. And that's why they have the flex option, later in the season. Now we don't really know. You can't really tell. And it's just, it is what it is. We get what we get at this point. I just hope they're good games. And I hope it is a defensive battle. That'd be so sweet to see. Myles Garrett, who can have more sacks, right? Like, what's the over-under on the sacks?
This is the competitive nature. Because you think of the defensive guys, like, because if you remember, Thursday night when Justin Jefferson was getting loose against the Eagles, and AJ Brown was getting mad. He's like, man, let me get some targets, man. He's throwing up numbers. So you can imagine on the defensive end, like TJ Watt's going to get a sack. I promise he's going to get a sack every week, I think. Myles Garrett, are you gonna match this dude? Because he's gonna wreck shop. Yep. So that's gonna be cool to see that sack count for the game.
And see how each coach can fend their team off against the other. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting.
I want to see the crossover Monday night. That crossover.
Yo, let me see you hit that before it, sack the dude, and then do a fade away. Do a fade away after you do it. Let me see that, please. Man. Oh my god, that's the illest shit of all time. Yeah, I love that. I love that. I hope they don't call anything on that like unsportsmanlike. I hope they just let him do it, man. That is the best thing about sports is when somebody has the ability. And what are you gonna say to him? Like, oh, he's not good enough to do that? Like, no, dude. He is crossing your ass up. That's probably what we say before the snap. I'm gonna cross your ass up. Your ass about to get crossed the fuck up.
What am I supposed to do? This man has a basketball.
And he said, "Watch this." Boom. He said, "Watch this." Yo, sacked him, man. I'm excited for this game, man. I'm excited for football. Yo, this just gets us hyped. Talking about these things, seeing these things. There's one freaking week of football and we have this much to talk about already, dude. It's so sick. We could probably talk all night. and we would if we didn't have to go to sleep. But that's that's the week 2 picks, man. I appreciate you coming on for the pre-recording with me. I got to go buy my tickets now and make sure that I got that all set up. And I'm going to be at the game. I'll be watching the game. If you're in the chat now, make sure you're sharing this out. Make sure that you got your lineup set. If you're in good games, we don't want to see nobody pulling no mistakes with Travis Kelce. I'm looking at you, Bet Dan. He switched his whole team up this last good countdown. But good luck to everybody.
In the chat, if I made it this far, let us know the ice cold takes. If you think me or Austin had a terrible pick on any of these games, let us know in the chat. We'll see who's right.
I had a semi-freezing cold take. I did want to say, I didn't mention it. I know I made my freezing cold take last week about Rodgers and the Jets going off, but I said in that prediction, I said it's going to come down to special teams. And that's there was a walk-off punt return touchdown that ended it. It came down to special teams. So who knows? We might have a freezing cold take, but we might be able to remedy it up at the end of it. Yeah, let us know in the chat. Make sure you're liking. Make sure you're subscribing on this channel, on SylNation Sports Network as well. We're going to get back into the swing of things. I've been very busy. I had a lot of personal things go on to me recently. Obviously, shout out to our good friend, Mikey Sutton. The link will be in the description for his GoFundMe. Keep supporting that. We had that happen, and I had personal tragedy in myself. So we're going to get back into the swing of things. We're making sure that we have full football coverage. So that's why we're doing this pre-recorded. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. And I hope your team wins, and I hope your fantasy players have the best day ever. Unless you're going against me, then I hope that they suck. No, I'm just kidding. All right, peace, everybody. Have a good rest of your day, and enjoy the game today. Till next time. Peace.